Hello everyone and welcomings, and I have another interesting video. It's a versus, it's a heads up. Now a lot of people are actually trying to discuss who has the better Easy 8. Specifically we're talking this guy or we're talking this guy, right? Tech VB versus AGL Gogeta, right? Kind of interesting. At first glance, you might be tempted to say, yeah, this guy, because he has got guaranteed crits, 70% chance to dodge, pretty much auto supers. But then again, same as this guy, right? This guy has, pretty reasonable start of turn defense, builds it up, he builds up attack, right? And he gets three key crits as well. He actually stacks attack and defense all the way up. Each one has multiple attacks, so you can get lucky and like triple super. It is possible you can even quadruple super with this guy. So there is a lot to take in. There isn't really too much of an answer for this. I mean, this guy is way better for longer events, but if you had a much shorter event, there's no doubt that this guy is going to be better. Turn one off the bat, you already have a 50% chance to dodge. That's pretty good. You're going to be super effective against all types. Whereas this guy, yeah, you get a higher start of turn defense, you get even more when attack. You actually stack attack at the same time. You get this, which potentially, yes, this guy can bust out way bigger attack stats, right? Potentially, but that's if we're talking two of these. If one of them becomes an additional super attack, you're probably putting out more damage, but that would require you to actually do that. And remember, look at this. This guy needs 10 attacks to get to 200%. Right? That is way better pound for pound. But even though you're at like, well, let's say you're fully built up. I've done a video of this guy when he's fully built up, but he is doing pretty well, right? He is hitting around the 5 million mark, even 6 million mark if you have him with support. But guess what? This guy, when we are in blue, turn one, before he's even built up any of this super pass, this super attack effect, casually sits out around 6-7 million anyway, and before he's fully built up, and he has dodges. Yes. Oh, it's hit and miss, because I mean the only way you can try and determine where they're from, because they both have like very similar links and they both have very similar teams. The only difference is this guy's on Patara. That's really about it. I mean, they're both on a lot of other teams. We check it out. One of the best linking partners for this guy is, of course, him. They share 5 links. I think the only what do you not share? Super Saiyan Warrior Gods Fuse Fighters Over in a Flash and Fierce Battle. What do they not share? Power bestowed by God. This is basically a Vegito. What? Yeah, that's what I mean. The only one they're missing is it's like a Vegito specific link. Hmm. Again, I would say realistically, you're probably going to say this guy's better. Only reason being is, you know, outside of content where you cannot dodge, then this guy will win. In a place where where you cannot, yeah, no, if you're in the talking about a place where you can dodge, this guy wins. If you can't dodge, i.e. probably the final phase of red zone Broly, very difficult, and he has type disadvantage, this guy will get crushed. It doesn't matter if you fully built it up. I have him Rainbow, I have him pretty much at max links, and without support he's putting out around 350 odd, was it 340 odd k? It's good. With support, you could probably get closer to 500k and will not survive. Without his dodges, he will not survive. Basically, everything else he'll survive. With this one, he has type neutral. He will be building up. If you get lucky, and you suppose even if you triple super minimum all the way up through Broly, you might stand a chance. Yeah, you'll be doing a lot of it. You'll be doing crazy damage. But this guy, he doesn't stack as well as you think. I mean, it's nice these days that he has, a defense in his passive and he gets this, but it doesn't stack as well as you think, and he's gonna get crushed. I took him into difficult content, and he gets battered. Whereas this guy, he will keep you alive. However, things get a little bit different though. While we say Gogeta Blue is definitely better, except for like I don't know, the only downside would be like the only thing you can't do would be like uh was it the first fighting legend Goku cancels dodge, right? Or like other fighting legend events. perhaps you'd want to choose this Vegito Blue, right? He would be better. Problem is, you can use him on the same team. We check it out. Look at the teams they're on. Power Beyond, top tier team. Fuse Fighters, top tier team. Realm of Gods, top tier. Final Trump and Superheroes, definitely a top tier. And Time Limit. All of these share a lot of top tier teams. The only difference is like Battle of Wits and Patara are specifically for Vegito, whereas this guy's got Fusion, right? So Fusion's going to be his particular one where he's going to stand out in. And Movie Heroes, Fusion and Movie Heroes. Movie Heroes is a top tier team. Whether so, I think possibly Gogeta Blue does have better teams. Like Movie Heroes is really good. Fuse Fighters, they're both on Fuse Fighters. Powerful comeback. Top tier, 200% lead team. Transformation Boost, definitely one of them as well. Because like Fusion is probably the weakest category on here. Where we check out here, Vegito, the weakest category is probably Patara, which is even worse. Now, Future Saga, could you run him on? No, you wouldn't run him on Future Saga. Would you run him on Accelerated Battle? No, unless you absolutely had to, just because you don't have a roster. Battle of Fate, exactly the same thing. It comes round to this guy, because he works so well on Time Limit, plus Fusion, plus Powerful Comeback, plus Final Trump, Superheroes, Movie Heroes. I mean, he is the key point of Powerful Comeback, Time Limit, and Movie Heroes. Power Beyond, you'd use him on. Really, as I say, the only disadvantage to any of this guy is that Fusion and Time Limit are just incredibly small and underdeveloped as we speak. So I wouldn't like to knock this guy down a peg or two, but that's the way it's going to go. However, I'll touch back around. It's going to get a little bit funky if we start talking about the 5th anniversary units. Then this guy comes out on tops. I will have to give it this guy. The only real reason I give it this guy, because they both have started turn defense, they both have key, and they build up with each attack, right? They both need 11 attacks. However, this guy, he guarantees to launch an additional super attack. Guaranteed is the first or second attacker in a turn. Guaranteed. So the problem is your additional super attack, it's another attack, but it's also raising defense, both 12 and 18 key raise defense. So you're getting a double buff. Anything more as well further enhances that. Whereas this guy, he gets additional attacks, right? He gets a chance to do additional attacks. They are super effective against all types. That will make a bit of a difference, but it's not a super attack. So unless these are like crits, you'll find that these numbers are going to be, even though they're super effective, these numbers just ain't going to do well in any difficult content. The fact that this guy, I mean, they both build up, but the fact that a guaranteed super attack, which raises defense, will mean that you are going to put out way more damage quicker, but you'll also build up the exact same time. And they both have the dodge chance. Both of these have the same dodge chance. It is rumored in the 8th anniversary that these will have a easy A. Possibly, it could make sense. What is it? The 7th anniversary, they have the 3rd and the 4th. So it makes sense that they try to better themselves and go for the 5th. That would make sense because both of these were fantastic game changer and killers for when they came out. Can you imagine? They do multiple attacks, super effective against all types. This guy, by the way, can hit like 10 million. He needs to be fully built up. This guy, he can hit probably about the same. But the problem with this guy is he can do like fully built up. He can do up to 10 million, but then he's guaranteed an additional super attack. It's absolutely crazy. They both have ridiculous active skills as well. You just need to be under 50% HP with the enemy, and you can absolutely finish them off. But no, we're talking the LRs. It's got to be this guy. If we're talking, because it like in just having this means that even in short events as well. But if we're talking between these two, I gotta give it Gogeta. I have to give it Gogeta. I mean, even in his base, we're talking 50% chance to dodge and still super effective while still raising defense. And he doesn't stack. But he gets 200% basically on attack. They both guarantee super, but he still got a dodge chance, and it only takes turn 4. Perhaps then you could argue this guy's better up until turn 4. From then point on, pound for pound, this guy's going to do more of his crits, and you're going to be waiting way. I mean, what? You do 3 attacks, and you got to do 10. I mean, it is only, was it turn 7, turn 8? You can get that in. But by the time you get to turn 7, turn 8 to do all your attacks, if you keep them on rotation, this guy in blue has just managed to do that a bunch of times. And obviously, everyone has this guy spec for additional, so just one additional super attack because he only builds on super. I mean, you can do it in 2 turns. I mean, then it would be turn 6 would be fully built up, whereas turn 6 you're most away, if not getting to the point of doing this. So, I mean, you're going to lose out. So that's going to be what I would imagine my version in this ring. A lot of people are somehow saying, I mean, they are a nasty combination together. Absolutely nasty. You're guaranteed to super on a lot of teams that need them. Like, for example, Kamehameha. Is it no? Is it Kamehameha? No, it's Final Jump. It is. No, yeah, Final Jump, Fuse Fighters, Superheroes, probably the best team going, if not like Power Beyond. Yeah, so Final Jump definitely needs it. Time Limit definitely needs their help because Time Limit doesn't really have a lot, especially if you're running like one. I mean, if you just have this guy as the lead, Time Limit can really help you out a lot. You have these 2 pinnacle units. You even have this guy as a free to play LR. You know, how many older units on here? People probably have this guy as well, right? That is an older unit. There's no doubt. Who else could people have as an older unit? Gotenks. People have one of the various Gotenks, but no doubt then that their presence is felt as a dynamic duo together. But it's really, I mean, it would take long events for this guy to actually outshine. No doubt he builds up way quicker, but the crits, I'm just repeating myself here, man. The crits, the dodges. I mean, what more could you ask for? This was the reason I had him in my number 1 TUR in the game, and Vegito didn't make the list. He is not in this list. Well, that's going to tie this up then. That's going to tie up, hopefully, what I can imagine would be is quite a debate going on between AGL, Blue Gogeta, and Tech VB. So it's going to be AGL Gogeta for the win, realistically. Right, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next Versus Showdown. Thank you, bye-bye.